have made a mistake. So, I think I might have mentioned in a couple videos that I started learning about gouache and got really interested in gouache and all the things I don't like about watercolor, but I like about Gansai. Are even better with gouache and maybe even acrylic gouache. But let's stick with just gouache for a moment. And so I started watching videos and reading a bunch of stuff about gouache and what would be good times to work with. I figured, oh, well, the Arteza gouache would probably be a good thing to start with. There's not a lot in a bottle. It's pretty cheap, you know, or a tube. It's pretty cheap, and I can learn with it, and it'd be great. And can't find any online. I thought I found some, and ended up with a whole set of metallic colors, which was okay, great. Well, I don't want to start with metallic, so I started looking and doing more research, and I ended up buying way too much gouache. So this gets worse. So I bought some Magic Fly gouache, which I think is pretty much the same as the Arteza. I got my hands on a set of Winsor Newton primary color. Like it was like a little set, and so there was like primary and complementary colors. A set of M gram primaries to try, which sound really cool, and a lot of pagans really like them because of the honey and the blackberry juice in them and stuff like that, but it also makes them kind of moldy. So, but I did get some to try, and then I found out about the Royal Langenico brand. I was like, oh, there's some good student ones, and those are really cheap. I'll try those, though I have not found like any reviews on them or anything. I really like some of their brushes, so there's that. You know, then the Caran d'Arache, which everyone really likes their color pencils, and uses them professionally, but then the reviews I've had on their paint is that these aren't professional paints, but then reviews not in English said that they were professional paints, so, you know, but that's a whole preference argument, honestly, if you really want to get into it, which I might put up my rant on at some other time. But and then I found Holbein, and I was like, well, it's not the most expensive gouache out there. Obviously, the Winsor Newton's the most expensive. I'm just getting a few tubes, so I'm just going to stick with that for now. Or Turner, there's some other more expensive ones, but it is fairly pricey, so I figured, well, I'll get that. I found a set of 18 on sale, so I'll get that set of 18. So I got that set of 18 in their tiny little tubes, and I was pretty happy to start doing that. But then the opportunity to get their little 12 set, which come in slightly bigger tubes, and I was like, you know, I'll probably use the primary color more, so having those is not too bad. Oh, look, they have a primary color set. Maybe I'll get that too, and that way I'll just be set on primary colors. And oh, I want to take this class in gouache. Oh, they send me more Holbein. Do you see where I'm going with this? I want to show you where I'm going with this. I might have too much gouache. Boy, I hope I like it. Anyway, I probably won't run out for a very long time, which is good. Hopefully I'll just start going through things and it'll be great. But anyway, I did start a class, gouache, which uses this gouache, specifically the 12 color set, which comes in these slightly larger tubes. The 18 colors came in here in these tinier tubes, but I understand this a little goes a long way. And so you can laugh at me as my journey as I learn how to use gouache. It made me fail. I don't know. I've been watching a lot of videos, a lot of stuff. And so I had to wait for stuff to come. And it's kind of here or there. I had the money to do this. But I have all these little tubes of gouache now and all these big tubes. And but I started this class, and the first thing is, of course, to swatch and color wheel. So that's what I'm going to do. pretty much dried. And they actually all turned out pretty well. They just have like, they're so much more glowier. So let me see if I can. So each of those dots of water, obviously black, it just looks black, but what's really cool about when you do the little dots is just they get these little lines. When you, I thought I did it here, but I guess I didn't. Well, no, I did. So let's see, you can see these little dots here. So when you do watercolor, they kind of wash out for a bit. Come on, focus. There we go. Sorry, I was coloring on top, but they wash out quite a bit more. See the little puffball flower there. There. Puffball flower was one. But here's a better example of one that I did a very long water drop with. But it has that nice edge. The pigment kind of settles over on the edge, but then it leaves middle, which is a bit lighter. And I did the same here, so they're just so vibrant. And I can't get over like how flat that is, but how thick. Like it still looks like I go in there and mess it around on the. Let's see here. This here, like I was doing these mixing tests. I mean, look at that. Like, it's matte, but it's so cool. It does remind me of like the old like tempera paints. Like it feels kind of chalky looking in some ways, but gosh, when it mixes like that, it looks so cool. And you kind of get the water effects. I just don't know. It's pretty cool. I will say that. So yeah, I'm excited. No idea how this is gonna go, but I'm excited. Oh my goodness, my goodness. In 2019, I decided to start turning my focus to painting. I've been working on drawing and doing digital painting for years. Some 3D. I was deep into the 3D stuff in the early 2000s. And I decided I really wanted to go back to traditional media, which I never thought I would. I was having so much trouble. I used Painter for years and I loved it. And it got harder and harder to use. And I wanted to switch to Clip Studio Paint, which I had for various reasons. I got grandfathered into it, and so I got it for very cheap. But I was having trouble finding stuff, and I just wanted the feel of the paint. I had been using markers for years, which I didn't really enjoy. Watercolors on and off. Again, had them, didn't really enjoy them, which is okay, I guess. Except, you know, here I am going, well, yeah. So, I signed up for my first Class 101 class. In 2019, it was just starting, and they were doing some specials. I don't know how they're doing now. They were kind of dumping like the part where they sent you as part of the class. Classes are expensive because they sent you all the art supplies, and that's how I ended up with Holbein Gouache, and my gouache journey began. And so I have been using these for a few years now. And I have way more colors, but this is the original, and I will link to the original swatch I did. of the original colors that I got. I had gotten a 12 set from an 18 set for the class. I bought the 12 set because it had some other colors I didn't have, and then I ended up buying like the 48 set. I forget. It's all in that video where I talk about it at first. I've gotten way more colors since then, way more, and I really enjoy painting with it. But so I have Holbein Gouache is the only gouache that I have a backup bin for because I accidentally got other color duplicates of colors. Unlike my watercolors where I have a backup bin of watercolors because I have a ton. The Holbein is the only gouache thing, and it's kind of the gouache that I love the most. So what I'm going to do, I actually have a bunch of colors to swatch. So I'm going to just have a nice chill swatch session. So this is my active Holbein colors. Meaning by active, I mean these are the ones that I'm grabbing and I've gotten that I have individual. But I have a bunch I haven't swatched, so I'm going to separate those out and so I can swatch them. Lots of grays. Their Ash series, tons of greens, and I'm just checking my colors, which I only put the names instead of the numbers, which, well, pink, I know I haven't swatched any grays, but I've used some of these. Primary cyan, yes, I've totally swatched this one, that's this color here. I have some that are still in the wrappers. This Blonde Brilliant, which is great for a base, lighter skin tone. Oh, if I get it out. Maybe. Maybe. So Holbein, for those that don't know, is a Japanese company that is known for gouache for years and years and years. I have a book even from the 80s that talks about Holbein as being some of the best gouache. I know all these little tubes, I don't. All these little tiny tubes, because one of the sets, you get them in tiny tubes. It's really expensive gouache. This one I definitely did. This is pure blue. Yep. Rose, sepia. I almost bought some more sepia tonight because I was at the art store for reasons. I was going to a tarot meetup, and I got there and it turned out it was being cut short because the place couldn't stay open that night. And but I held off because I knew I had swatched a bunch of things. It's violet. These are my new colors. Okay. So I was just having fun there, drawing this little guy. We're going to go ahead and pull these off. Oop, got rid of that one. That one too. My taping job is bad. Woo! Some nice colors though, aren't they? Cool. Well, I hope you enjoyed this nice little swatch. I'm going to be doing a painting next with some of these colors. And I'm going to be painting one of my projects for this gradients class with Holbein Gouache. Just Holbein by itself. We're going to paint these. I'm going to get set up for the class.
felt it. Hand in my hand, but you push when I'm pulling. Are you going somewhere? You said you love me, you'll only believe it if you stay right here. You've got your secrets and I got mine. Think I can handle your life. Have you seen mine? I learned to live with all the tricks, the messes, but you're not mine. You say it might take a while, and I've got time. Meet your mother, second date. She loves me, quicker heart rate. Childhood, bedroom, memories, not all of them good. Hand in your hand, but you push when I'm pulling. Are you going somewhere? You said you love me, you'll only believe it if you stay right here. You got your secrets and I got mine. Think I can handle your life. Have you seen mine? I learned to live with all the tricks, the messes, but you're not mine. You say this might take a while, and I've got time.
There we go. This is a lot of fun to paint. I love painting this, and I'm excited that I can share with you what it's like to paint. It's just so easy, it just does what you want. You don't have to mess with it. You don't have to write it. You just create just some beautiful art. It just looks so pretty. Oh. So, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you come back for more, because I'm going to use more of these. These are great. I still have, I think 3 more for this class. We're going to go on to the next, but I have the Holbein Seasons, the Indoor Gouache